Informed, outspoken, wild, fearless, hardly ever politically correct. This is the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast.
What up, my dudes? Most of the dudes are buzzing. We got Trent here on the mic now. I am joined by Jordan, Seth, and Phil is absent, MIA. It's Tuesday night in the Dude Den. It is nice, and I would say it's toasty. This little space heater at our feet that me and Jordan are sharing is quite
toasty.
Quite toasty, like I said. But maybe that sounded a little weird that me and Jordan are sharing a space heater.
It sounded a little weird. You use the word toasty and sharing and I don't know.
You're just missing a snuggy binky.
Yeah, and we got cider going, apple hot cider. Seth, anything you'd like to say to Phil? Like, Phil's not here. He made
what a diva, man. Hold up here.
Yeah,
it's Tuesday night. We record on Wednesday night. This guy's got a work thing. It's a great excuse, right, to miss. So he's like, hey, let's do it on Tuesday. We're like, all right, sounds good. Then this guy proceeds to say, hey, I don't feel good. My tum-tum hurts, or whatever it is. And now we're here on Tuesday night when we don't usually recording to not have Phil here.
So we're here for Phil.
Like, I left a birthday party earlier for this.
Phil's in our thoughts. Maybe they aren't good thoughts, but Phil is in our thoughts.
Definitely not our prayers.
I'm
sorry.
That may be a little far, Seth. But we're here in the Dude Den. In knowing Phil, Seth, like, don't you think it was probably self-induced sickness? Like, maybe, like, I don't know, maybe
like, did he ingest something on purpose?
Like, maybe he ate like 3 bowls of salsa this afternoon. I don't know.
He did say that, like, his stomach was hurting after having all those tortilla chips.
Does he strike you as the guy that, like,
maybe
gets
it was
food
old
poisoning
salsa.
easy?
It could have been old salsa, right?
Salsa, stale chips. I don't know. The guy definitely doesn't have the motor that, like.
Well, when you don't leave your house all day, it's hard to build up the immune system.
Yeah, that you might be onto something there, Jordan. But yeah, so Phil is not here, and he didn't even give us his picks for the games, so he is going to have to do that before Thursday. Yeah. He's gonna have to send his picks in.
He won't know what we took either.
He won't. This is a huge disadvantage to him because part of the reason his picks are so good is because
he's copying us half the time,
or he goes against me, and my picks have been absolutely terrible this year. He just goes off the opposite of me. It'd be funny to see if all of his picks are identical to mine this week. Maybe we'll fill him out so he can, like, go opposite.
Do you think Phil will be more logical, or do you think he'll go more with his heart?
More with his heart.
100% more with his heart.
Yeah.
I don't know if Phil can go logical. Like, for you even, that might be the nicest thing you've ever said about him, Seth, is do you think Phil will be more logical? Like, But anyways, we are here. We got week 16. Today's episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is DFS made easy. You pick 2 to 6 players in over-under on their projection. You can win up to 10 times an entry. Just insert the promo code DUDES, and they will match you up to $100. It really helps us out, guys. Now, Jordan, it is Tuesday night. If you want to give anything out for the Thursday night football game, I don't even know if they have anything quite available yet on Prize Picks, but it has been Pickmas, what they're celebrating. There's been some really nice plays. Their power plays have been worth more money. They've been cutting, projections quite a bit. December's been good for Prize Picks. It's been nice to me. I had a great weekend of NFL and NHL on Prize Picks. I know we're not an NHL podcast, obviously, but it seems like the shots on goal I like a lot. And if you want to see the nice setup here, it's a little different on YouTube today. We got some Pokemon cards in the back. We got some Funko Pops, some football cards. We got it all. Go check us out on YouTube at tffdudes, and also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at tffdudes. It really helps us out. And I think we're pretty funny. We put some good stuff on social media. You won't want to miss that. So, Jordan, you got any Prize Picks you're kind of eyeing? It's still a little early. We're 2 days out. Tuesday for the Thursday night game, and maybe there's even a little bit of Saturday stuff, but I know it's pretty early still. If there's just one,
I actually got a couple here. I'm just gonna go give the people 2. Trevor Lawrence over 227.5 passing yards. That's what it was earlier today. I guess I can double check to make sure it is still there. Let's see. Let me double check this. Sorry for the delay here. Yeah. Oh, it's 229.5. I still like it. And then we got DK Metcalf over 70.5 receiving yards without Lockett against the Chiefs. Don't mind that one.
Not a great matchup, but like Joe Burrow, 265.5 passing yards. He's playing the Patriots. Maybe that's kind of tough there. I'm just looking, from afar. Kirk Cousins at 255.5 versus New York Giants. I don't dislike that a ton. Patrick Mahomes, 300.5 passing yards versus Seattle. I could get on board with that as well. Let's get into this Week 6 preview, though. Unless there's anything else, Jordan, you really like. We don't have, I feel like the Seahawks chatter is going to be a little less than normal, unless Seth just wants to, Seth is wearing a Seahawks hat. Seth is also wearing a matching sweatshirt to me. So
I'm so glad I'm not on camera.
Yeah, me too. Well, I am on camera. But yeah, we're wearing a matching forest green sweatshirt. It's nice, but and it wasn't a prank. Our wives did not do this to us.
It was a gift.
It was a gift. We both got gifted the same thing, which is pretty nice. But a nice little QU sweatshirt if you're familiar with the brand. Jordan, do you have the totals from the week before, actually?
Yeah, I do. So last week, Phil was in last at 8-8.
Nice.
I went 12-4, and Trent and Seth both went 13-3.
Wow, Trent. I feel like we took some opposite picks, though.
Yeah, where did we go different there, Jordan? I wish we would have done this on last pod. Just get Phil fired up.
Seth took Cleveland, and you took Baltimore. And then
I did take Cleveland.
Trent took Las Vegas, and Seth took New England. That was the only difference right there.
Man, the thing is, I think New England wins that game if they go into overtime.
I do too.
That is so bad. It's such a bad play.
The one that killed me, Seth, was we would have tied, or I would have. Yeah, the difference for us was the Jets and Detroit game.
Because I picked Detroit.
You picked Detroit, and I took New York, and Detroit had that fourth and inches they converted.
Yeah.
In the 2-minute warning, because I took Pittsburgh and you took Carolina, so I got one on you there. And then the other one was Washington, New York Giants too. We were different there too.
Mac Jones is still getting stiff-armed, I'm pretty sure. But Jordan, what's the overall season? I closed a little bit of the gap. I was still pretty far behind.
So you're 100. You're now 132 and 92. Phil is in third at 136 and 88. Then I'm in second at 140 and 84, and Seth is 2 games up on me at 142 and 82. So Phil dropped a good ways back this week. Mm-hmm. He's pretty much out of contention now, I would assume.
Yeah. He had a lot of heart picks, and that's okay. I think we should make a new rule, Seth. We're going to have our egg bet video coming up, into the season. We do the egg bets. We loser has to crack an egg on his head. I think if anyone misses a pod, it should be an automatic cracked egg. I know Seth.
I think that's fine.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Starting now, and maybe we don't even let Phil agree to it, because we'll call it the Phil rule.
I like it.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah, I like it.
All right. So let's get in here to our Week 16 matchups. And thank you for the totals, Jordan. We'll have our picks here. Our first game, we got Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. We have Jordan's Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to New York to take on the Jets. The over-under is... The line is 41.5, or opened at 41.5. It is now 38, and the Jets are favored by 1. I'm all over the place looking at this right now. I'm making Phil look really good, which is maybe
let's not do that anymore.
People might think that's hard to say, but we got Jags at Jets. The Jets are favored by 1. I have a sit in this game, Jordan. I am not super excited about Christian Kirk in this game. It's the Sauce Gardner fact, and the Jets are 4th against passing yards. This is a good test for Trevor Lawrence. I'm not excited about Christian Kirk, and if I'm being completely honest, I don't know how many guys out there with. I'm hoping we got a lot of listeners still playing, maybe for DFS purposes or what. But every week that goes on, less people listen to the pod, kind of, because, maybe they lost in playoffs because they didn't listen to us or they did listen to us. But Christian Kirk is my sit here. I'm just not excited. And probably the spot where you got Christian Kirk, you probably can afford to not play him. But the New York Jets defense is very good against the pass. I don't know what you think about that, Jordan. I know you're a huge Jaguars fan. But anything else you'd like on this game, Jordan, or dislike?
Yeah, it's a tough. I agree with you. It's a tough matchup for the Jags offense in general. The Jets defense is pretty good. I think you can play. You're obviously probably playing ETN. Like Zay, Kirk, and Evan Ingram are all kind of fringe guys, though, like you said. So I think they're very. But obviously, you're playing ETN. I think on the Jets side, you are playing Garrett Wilson, and that's kind of it. Like I don't trust Zach Wilson at all. He's starting again. Like I know he was decent last week, but I feel like a lot of it was like empty. I don't know. It just felt. I don't know. They scored 17 points. Like,
for him too, though.
Yeah, like he throws it up there and like they just get caught. I don't know.
At this point in his career, though, I think he almost needs to take more risk.
Yeah,
he only has 6 TDs on the season, 6 interceptions. I know he has not played the whole year, but it's kind of like you have these really good receivers. You need to give them the opportunity to make the play.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of like an ugly fantasy game, but like obviously it's a huge game just for the Jaguars season, and the Jets season too, because they're both right there in the mix for the playoffs. So obviously I will definitely be watching this game with, so yeah, but it's an ugly fantasy game. I don't like much. I think the 2 for sures here are Garrett Wilson and Travis Etienne. And then from there, it's just a bunch of fringe guys.
Yeah. Etienne hopefully has a nice little bounce back game here. Like yards allowed per game. The Jets are...
it's tough. It's a tough matchup, man.
Like they're third in total yards allowed per game. They're giving up 193 passing yards per game. That's
I do think that Jared Goff had a decently good game last week here with pass yards wise. I think Trevor Lawrence can move the ball. Trevor Lawrence just looks really, really good right now.
Yeah, Goff had a good football game, but his fantasy scores I don't think were amazing.
I think it was around 15 points.
15, yeah. So definitely a good test for Lawrence.
I think Lawrence can still put up maybe 20 fantasy.
Yeah,
points.
I think Lawrence. I think the Jaguars are going to win this game.
So if let's say Seth. So Seth has Jalen Hurts on his fantasy football team. I know that as of right now he's trending towards playing.
I'm waiting.
I think he honestly.
To answer your question.
Thursday night football. It's kind of early to say hey, I'm rolling Trevor Lawrence out there over.
I wouldn't
Hurts.
play Trevor Lawrence over Jalen Hurts if that's your dilemma because it's that Thursday night game. Yeah. I think I would wait because we probably won't even know until Friday or even Saturday.
Honestly, playing. We can talk about Hurts now. Like that injury, I kind of just want to pick up Minshew.
That's the right thing to do.
I think Minshew can have success. We'll get there, but I think Minshew can have success in that game if he starts.
Okay.
Anything else we kind of want to touch on this Thursday night game? It will be a fun one. This is one of the Thursday night games I really have been excited for in a while.
Do you think part of that is because I'm a Jaguars fan?
Maybe because you're
thinking about it a little bit more, how big of a game it is, just because I'm talking about it.
That might be why. Maybe we're the weird ones here, but I don't mind watching the Jets this year. I don't hate it. Here's the deal.
Also, Trevor Lawrence is starting to become really fun to watch.
Well, and it's the end of the season where these games actually really matter more and more, and both these teams are fringe playoff teams, so it's really important for both of them. Jets are favored by 1, is what I said, correct?
Yeah. I got Jacksonville, obviously.
You're going Jacksonville. Seth, what are you doing?
I'm taking the Jags, too.
I'm going to take the home team with the Jets. I got to get a game on you guys here. All right.
I can't wait for the Jaguars to break Trent's heart 2 weeks in a row.
It's possible. It's very possible. They're hot
Who do we think Phil's taking here?
I think Phil's going to pick the Jets.
I think he's going to pick the Jets, too, because that's kind of like his other team.
Yeah. Should I just plug it in right now? Should I?
I don't want to plug it in because he'll probably
make
up some excuse or whatever. But next, we're going to go over to our Saturday slate. We have the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. The current total is 37.5. Baltimore is favored by 7.
Man, it's going to be a great Christmas weekend here.
It is going to be a good Christmas
weekend. Football all day. Saturday. Is there any bowl? There might be some bowl games Saturday too.
There's got to be some bowl games also.
So we're going to get college football, NFL all day Saturday.
The Hawaii Bowl is usually on Christmas Eve. I just know that because Fresno State's played on it in the past.
But with it being like a Saturday, there may be.
I think there's going to be some bowl games.
Let's see if we can. No, there's just the Hawaii Bowl. That's right.
Who's playing in that?
Middle Tennessee State and San Diego State.
Don't worry about it then.
We don't get. Oh yeah, the following week is when we get all the tons of bowl games. Yeah. That week
New
after
Year's
Christmas.
Eve, yeah.
The 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 30. Yeah, right into tons of bowls. Anyways, then we got basketball and football on Christmas Day. It's gonna be a good sports weekend this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Then we got the Ravens who I don't even see how they're 9-5. Like, this is a sneaky, like, quiet team. We don't know if Lamar Jackson's playing yet. Right?
We don't.
I think he's trending towards playing.
Okay.
I would think. Because, right, I mean, what's their record right now?
They are 9-5. And
Do
the
they
Falcons
have?
are 5-9.
Can they? I think they can clinch playoffs here with the win, possibly, or maybe like a combination win, or like with something else happening too, right?
Did you say the total in this game, Trent?
The total is 37.5.
Yeah.
And Baltimore's
I think we
favored
should
by
just mention
7.5.
that weather all around the country is pretty bad this weekend.
Yeah, so,
so the totals are way down.
Yeah, and you might want to like look to stream kickers.
Yeah, like honestly,
playoffs,
like
it's a good
games
idea.
in a dome is a big deal this week.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many we have. We don't have as many, I don't think.
Your kicker probably wouldn't lose you. It shouldn't come down to the kicker, but like when you get that like negative kicks and stuff like that, it's a real bummer. So like I know we don't talk about kickers very much on this, but
Yeah.
just monitor weather, look for those dome games, maybe stream somebody a little different than what you would. Like Young Ho Koo or whatever.
Yep.
He's normally a good kicker. This could be a bad weather game. And do you want to rush Lamar Jackson back in a bad weather game?
It's tough, yeah.
I have a start in this game, though.
Okay.
I have J.K. Dobbins. The guy's been on fire as of late, and I feel like it's almost going a little unnoticed. Like, if you have J.K. Dobbins, he's probably not on your – you maybe didn't make playoffs because he's been brutal. He's been hurt all year. But these last couple games, he has really turned it on. Looks really good. They don't have Lamar. They're having trouble throwing the ball, but Atlanta is giving up 129 rushing yards per game. That's 21st on yards on the ground. I think you can play J.K. Dobbins, and I think it's be a real good play. It would not surprise me if he's a top 8 running back this week with this team. And the Falcons are playing Desmond Ridder.
Yeah,
I looked at his Prize Picks line. He is the total passing yards is 145.5. So Prize Picks, Vegas, they don't think he's going to be able to throw that well. And part of that could be weather. Part of it could just be we don't know enough about Desmond Ridder. This is going to be a game on the ground. You could probably play the Falcons running backs. I don't like it as much.
It's a tough matchup.
Because Huntley just had a season-ending I
Yeah.
think Achilles injury. So Algier,
Patterson and Algier split their snaps 50-50.
Yeah.
So Trent, I agree with you. I like Dobbins a lot too. I just want to say that like he still only played 40% of snaps.
Yeah.
So that is the risk you're taking. Like he has to be productive in those limited snaps, but he looks good. And then other than that, like Drake London, I guess is fine. Like you're not excited, but his targets have gone up. He's been more productive recently. So
who just got hurt on the Ravens? Duvernay is out for the season.
yeah, that team's a mess.
So
They are beat up.
maybe you're really. I don't know if he's been even doing anything much like the last few weeks. I think it's been Robinson's been getting like most of the receiver targets. But I mean, if Lamar plays, Mark Andrews just might be in for a lot of work.
If Lamar plays, Andrews is fine. But man, you're not benching Mark Andrews just because of the tight end position. But like
you're probably not. You're probably out of playoffs at this point if you have Mark Andrews.
Also a good point.
Yeah, he has not. He really, even with Lamar, he wasn't he has not had double-digit points since week 6.
Yeah,
it has been a complete his best game was week 11 he had 9 points. Since then it's been 8, 7, 2, 4. So he hasn't even had over 5 points in the last 2 games. He has been brutal there. I'm going to say that Ravens win this game. This is going to be one of those where this will be a defensive, maybe not even a defensive game. But the Falcons, are they better against the run than the pass, though? They're a weird...
No, they're better against the pass.
They're better against the pass, yeah. So...
I'm going to take the Ravens here.
They're 28th against the pass. They're 29th against the 21st against the run. Yeah,
they're just bad in general.
They're just bad. I'm going Ravens win this game.
I think we're all going Ravens.
Ravens all the way across. All right, our next game, we have the Detroit Lions at 7-7 traveling to Carolina at 5-9. The current line is 44, and Detroit is favored by 2.5. Am I getting a little bit better at previewing these games?
Getting a little better.
Am I at Phil status yet, or not quite?
Maybe better.
Yeah,
maybe better. Okay. All right, I can work.
You don't say line total, so
don't say line total.
Did you say line total right now?
No.
No,
said-
Phil always
saying
says
Phil says line
Phil
total.
says line total, so you're already doing better than he is.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe constructive criticism is always good. I can just see Phil like just shaking his head mad in his car, which makes me happy right now listening to that. So, anything you really like in here? I'm excited about Goff. I'm excited about. I think he even played DJ Shark in this game.
Yeah.
kind of sneaky. Jamal Williams is almost getting to that point where I'm like, he got you to where you were at, and it's like not looking good for him. Like they're giving Justin Jackson
It's a mess
the ball.
there. Jackson, Swift, Williams, all three-way
And I
split
think
at
the
running back.
Detroit Lions are just comfortable just letting Goff sling it right now.
Yeah, because he's looking good too.
Yeah, he is.
Like, bad news, my Scotty Fishbowl team did not advance by 2 points.
That's
so
a
like,
bummer.
if I could have had like a Jamal Williams touchdown on that goal line or just a lot of what ifs, but unfortunate. All good things must come to an end. But
It's true.
anything
I have a best ball team that advanced to the third round.
nice.
So one more. If I can advance out of this, I'll get to the finals. So we'll see.
Perfect.
I like. Obviously, you're playing Monra. I think DJ Moore's fine. Chuba's interesting. He played 60% of the snaps last week. To Foreman's like 30.
Well, did they pass the ball
interesting.
more last week? Is that why?
Maybe, but I could see them having to pass in this game too.
It's another one of those just hot hand teams, I think, though, Jordan, where you just like
Oh, I know. I'm just pointing it out.
yeah, no, like I think
in DFS he's a little maybe too cheap. But
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, you're probably not doing it in season long in your playoffs, in your semifinals. But just an interesting thing I want to note.
yeah,
I don't have much else. So
you don't have much else. Like I'm just looking at like
Amonra, obviously you're playing the Sun God.
what's Terrence Marshall had a nice play.
You're
last
not
week.
playing
like
Terrence
something
Marshall
like-
in your playoffs. Like,
yeah, I'm probably more of like a DFS thing, Jordan. Just like Chuba Hubbard, probably.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Lions are on a 3-game winning streak. They're hot.
I'm gonna take the Lions again this week.
I'm gonna go Lions also.
I got Lions.
Panthers.
I want the Lions to make playoffs.
It just
so bad.
means more to them. Like the game is more important. And we know that Phil's taking Detroit. I almost want to plug that one in, but
Yeah,
I
I
won't.
think-
Yeah,
I won't.
I think just enter it.
I won't do it.
All right. Well, go ahead. Give us a follow on at tffdudes on Instagram and Twitter. See some of the videos we put together and YouTube as well. Coming up next, we got the Buffalo Bills traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. And the game, the total is 40.5, and Buffalo is favored by 9.5. So, Jordan, I believe you have a start in this game.
I have a
Is
sit.
that-
I have
you
a sit.
I'm
I have a
sorry
sit.
about that.
So I got David Montgomery as a sit here. Buffalo is a top 10 run defense in most things you look at, and Chicago is a 9-point. So it's a 9-point dog for Chicago, like you said. And they get. Did I say David Montgomery was my sit? Did I say that?
Yes. You
said
I
you
always
had a
forget
sit.
if I said it, that it was David Montgomery. So yeah, David Montgomery's my sit. Buffalo top 10 run defense. Chicago's 9-point dog, and they get Khalil Herbert back off the IR today. So you add him to the mix along with all the touchdown equity that Justin Fields has. I just think we're getting a more crowded backfield in a tough matchup. 9-point underdog. It's a weird spot for David Montgomery, and I don't really like it. So.
I agree. It is going to be a Fields just, taking.
And you add Herbert, who they like. They like Herbert.
They
there.
do. Yeah, they like him.
So it's just a weird spot. I just don't like Montgomery here in this spot.
Interesting game here. Both quarterbacks are leading their teams in rushing yards. And kind of crazy just looking at this. Josh Allen only has 2 less rushing touchdowns than Justin Fields, but Justin Fields has 300 more rushing yards.
Yeah,
so
because Justin Fields breaks off 65-yard
Yeah,
runs
it's
almost
amazing,
every
yeah.
single week.
Fields, how early are you interested in, how willing are you in drafting Justin Fields next year as like what's the earliest round you would take?
I'll have to look at it and we'll have to figure it out. But obviously, I think pretty early. Like
Especially how quarterbacks have been this year.
he's no different than like Jalen Hurts. Like I don't see the difference there. Like
Except he's
Probably
you're right,
running
You don't
more.
see the difference, but maybe because Hurts has better receivers.
no, but Jalen Hurts last year.
yes, the comparison to last year.
Yeah, that's why.
And that's why
yeah.
people took Hurts not as early as they probably would have if they would have known he would have this season.
Yeah.
I just, just a little off-season topic here. Like last year, we kind of talked about how the running backs just weren't that great. You know how everybody wanted to take receivers because of how it was. I'm wondering if the trend this year will be like, well, I'm going to take my quarterback early because how bad quarterbacks were this year. Quarterbacks has been rough this year. Like if you had Fields, if you had Josh Allen, if you had Jalen Hurts, you made playoffs.
Yeah,
plain and simple. Those
Before
guys.
the
Mahomes probably too.
Yeah, before the pod, I was looking at like just the top scorers of the season, and I was seeing that only the running backs that can catch receiving yards are the ones beating out the receivers in total points. So that's like McCaffrey and Eckler are the ones who are beating out the top receivers in total points. So, I mean, probably a good, if we're talking about draft strategy, is like I think, in my opinion, you're only taking running backs that are catching passes consistently.
Yeah.
Anything else here in this?
Just want to note, like, Singletary 60% snaps, Cook 35% snaps, 12 attempts for Singletary, 5 for Cook. So Singletary's still the guy there. I think Cook is the better pass catching back. And it's a good matchup for the Buffalo run game, but it's just hard. Who do you trust there? You know?
Yeah. Chicago is first in the league in rushing yards per game, but it's a tough matchup, and a lot of that has to do with Fields doing that.
What about Gabe Davis? Do you trust Gabe Davis at all here?
I think
I don't.
If you have Gabe Davis, you're out. Like, you know,
I have him, but he's rode my bench the last 5 weeks,
and he's due. But it looks like Dawson Knox is getting more involved, and I think that hurts him. And I know it should be nothing, but Cole Beasley started last game. Like, we all got the alert on our phones that Cole Beasley started. I know Beasley, he retired, he came back. Like, he is just like a little, like, he's basically a glorified running back out there, just taking like little dump off passes. Like,
for first downs.
Yeah, like he's just a guy you're going to catch, you know, short yardage for a first down. And I feel like that they picked him up because Josh Allen's arm's not what it should be.
He only played 14% snaps.
Yeah, but I think they want to incorporate him more, though, every week because he's that little. I don't think Allen is feeling comfortable airing the ball out deep like he was at the beginning of the year with Gabe Davis.
That's fair.
And that's why I think that they're just looking for a little shifty guy to get open short that he can dump it off to. And maybe that makes Gabe Davis better because there's more, you know, maybe if he starts picking teams apart short, someone's open downfield. I don't know. But it just looks like that injury, it almost correlates Gabe Davis's production and Josh Allen's, you know, injury. Like it almost both went at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I know we talk about this every week. I am not interested in playing Gabe Davis, though. Like I'm kind of done with him this year. I'm going to say Bills win this game. Anybody going Chicago?
No. Bills.
Yeah, Bills.
That'd be an interesting punishment, too, if you missed that we all got to vote on who you picked. That might be worse than the egg.
It's definitely worse than the egg.
It's definitely worse than the egg because that's just terrible punishment. Maybe that's like strike 3. But, all right, that was Bills at Bears. Next, we have the New Orleans Saints at 5-9, traveling to the Cleveland Browns, who are 6-8. The current line is 31.5, and Cleveland is favored by 3. This is an interesting game. Jordan, you have a sit here.
You say the total? Sorry, I missed it. What was it?
The total was...
You want to repeat it for me again?
39.5.
What was it?
No, it's 31.5.
Oh,
31.5.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a lot different than 39.
Yeah.
I've never
Cleveland
seen a
by
total
3.
this in the last couple of years that I've been kind of looking at totals pretty seriously. I've never seen something this low. This is ridiculously low. I have a sit here in this game.
It opened at 36, and it's dropping.
It's
to
gone down.
31.5.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's got to be bad
I think
weather.
the weather's going to be horrible. I think it's a combination of weather and just bad offense. So I got to sit here. It's Amari Cooper. Like we said, like state the obvious. The total's 31.5. Like there's not going to be many people you want to play in this game, anyways. But New Orleans, a top 10 pass defense. Watson's thrown for 131 yards in his first week back, then 276, and then back down to 161 last week. Amari Cooper has 4 or less receptions in those 3 games and no more than 60 yards. Repeat this again. This game is a 31 total. I am staying away from this Browns offense like it's the plague. Like I want nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Like I know DPJ caught a touchdown last week, but he doesn't catch that touchdown. He has like 5 fantasy points.
Yeah, it's on 35 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of like a fluky, not fluky, but like it's a chunk play that you have to depend on. Like, I mean, watch Mark Cooper go catch like 105 yards and touchdown this game, but like, I just can't touch it.
It's amazing to see Deshaun Watson in a game that has a total this low. Like, I wonder if they said, like, it has to be weather, but what if they said Jacoby Brissett's playing tomorrow?
It's up.
Does the total,
it's
does the
up
total
more.
go up
Like,
to, like,
it's going
does it go
up.
back
Like,
up to, does it go up to 38? Like,
no, it's not that much, but like
30,
yeah.
33, 34. But I mean, like, Watson's bad, but like, there's no one in this game. Like, it's Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara, and Nick Chubb. I guess those three.
Chubb didn't practice today.
Do you know how
And
many?
Chubb doesn't practice, and Kareem Hunt's interesting, I think. Not for season long, probably, but like DFS, he's interesting.
Alvin Kamara has not gotten enough smack for just the draft bust he has been.
Yeah,
this
you
year.
probably don't even have Kamara. If
Do you know how many rushing touchdowns Kamara has?
2?
He has 1 rushing touchdown.
He's like
he
three,
might have
three
he might-
receiving.
Yeah.
Well, he had the one game where he had 4 touchdowns, and that was it.
and he has 641 rushing yards. Like that's a
was against
first
the
round.
Seahawks.
That's a first round running back. That's absolutely just costed your season.
He wasn't first round. It depends when you drafted him.
and that's true too. But
It was first or second.
yeah, like there's a lot of guys above Alvin Kamara that got drafted way after him. That like I don't just maybe
No, yeah,
he's
you're
better.
right.
Maybe I don't know if he gets re-signed.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm just trying to see what running back.
Trent, you're trying to find words for this game that don't need to be
Yeah,
said.
he's
Like,
RB 20. He's RB 23.
We're talking too much about this game.
Sorry,
It's
that was
31,
last week.
31
My bad.
total.
Honestly,
bad.
I don't even
He's
know who to
on the
pick here, but I mean,
I'm
I got to pick Cleveland, I guess, because they're at home.
I'm gonna go Browns because of home. That's what I'm gonna do.
I guess I'm gonna go New Orleans here.
Okay.
I'll let Jordan jump me.
Oh yeah.
I have no
Just in the rankings, not
Confidence,
real life.
confidence level is 0 on that pick.
yeah.
All right. Well, sign up for our Dudes Letter, the only fantasy newsletter that will make you laugh or cry. We have waivers on Tuesday and we have Dad Moves on Thursday where he gets into some serious fantasy football playoff strategy. You know, it's playoffs, semifinals, all rules out the window. So, go go check that out. Go sign up for that at www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. But you will not want to miss that. That is a good one. Those articles we'll keep them coming. This one's a little shorter and sweeter, but great nonetheless. All right, next game we got here. We have the Seattle Seahawks at 7-7, traveling to Kansas City at 11-3. The current line is 48.5, and Kansas City is favored by 9.5. Is Geno Smith kind of falling down to earth? Is he like? It seems like he hasn't been quite what he has been. The last couple of games, I know San Francisco is a tough defense, but Jordan, you do have a start in this game.
Yeah, so Seattle's given up the second most rushing yards, third most rushing touchdowns, and second most fantasy points to running backs. My start's Isaiah Pacheco. So I know I was on Pacheco last week a lot in DFS, and he was okay, like 80-plus rushing yards, 10 receiving yards. But I think we have a good bounce back spot for him. Chiefs are 10-point favorites. He played on only 30. So I want to clarify this: only 35% snaps, but he had 15 carries last week. He has 13 plus carries in his last 6 weeks, and then he fumbled last week, and so I think that contributed to his lower snap count. He fumbled probably early second quarter, didn't play the whole rest of the first half, came back in the second half. So I think it's a good sign. They obviously like him, they trust him, and they didn't bench him. He went back in the game. So I think this is a big game for Pacheco running the ball. I think they run out the second half here. So obviously it's been whack-a-mole with McKinnon and Pacheco, and McKinnon has been the guy the last couple of weeks. I think we can get a good Pacheco game here.
Yeah, McKinnon's looked really good. I think you can play both of them. But even when we were looking at this schedule, when I was just by myself, looking up who my starts and sits were going to be, I really liked Pacheco. This looks like a Pacheco week. Again, you can play both of them, but this just seems like too good of a matchup where they just want to get this running back nice and involved and ready for playoffs. But I couldn't agree more. I don't think Kenneth Walker practiced today.
I didn't see that. Yeah,
Jordan,
it's a super tough matchup for Walker.
Seth, do you know anything about Kenneth Walker? I know it's not a good matchup.
I haven't seen anything.
So yeah.
I do like the spot for Geno though. Like the Geno, no Lockett, so it's a really good DK spot. And then Goodwin's also very interesting. Maybe more of a DFS play, but I like the Geno Stacks and DFS here.
Maybe who's their tight end? Maybe Noah Fant.
Noah Fant.
Maybe a Noah Fant game.
Bump to Noah Fant with no Lockett for sure.
So, and he might even be on your waiver wire. I'm just wondering if there might be a sneaky Chiefs receiver you can play.
Hardman will be back, guys. Or Hardman has a chance to play this week.
Okay.
It's just tough. The receiver's tough. It's Kelsey, Mahomes, and then the running backs.
Did you see Tyreek Hill has had more receiving yards this year in his career?
Oh, than any other year?
Yeah, this is his record year for receiving yards, which is kind of wild. But I'm gonna go say Chiefs win this game. Anyone gonna go Hawks? Should we just put Phil down for Hawks?
I got Chiefs.
I'll be happy if the Hawks win, but I'm going Chiefs.
Seth, where are you on the pulse of the Seahawks right now? Like, Phil's not here. You can actually unfiltered say what you want to say about the Seahawks. You're not going to crush Phil. He won't have an emotional meltdown on the pod right now. Are they going to make playoffs?
I want to say they will, but the way how the games have been going, I don't think we do. And like I said, there's some teams like the Lions who are behind us right now are also looking really good. The Lions might be ahead of us now, but they're coming up, they're striding really good. I think if the Lions played us again, I think we lose, So, I mean, there's a lot of the teams in the hunt right now just seem like they're playing better football than the Seahawks.
The Seahawks have a tough upcoming 3 games. Like they got Kansas City this week. Then they have the New York Jets, who are also, a playoff team.
And then we have the Niners or something.
No, you finish up the season at the Rams, which is a winnable game, but Kansas City and the New York Jets are not. Those are Kansas City's going to be really tough, and New York isn't going to just roll over for you.
Is that at New York or in Seattle?
It's in Seattle.
That helps quite a bit.
That does help. That's a tough place to play. But I think we're all going Chiefs here. We'll see what Phil ends up doing. So our next game here, we have the New York Giants at 8-5-1 traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings, who are 11-3. The total is 47.5. And Minnesota is currently favored at 3.5. We got the Cardiac Cats, the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk, don't call it a comeback. Cousins taking on the Giants. You can play maybe an interesting Daniel Jones stream.
I guess
Daniel Jones or Minshew, Jordan. I know you love Gardner
Minshew.
Oh man,
it might be Minshew. It's Minshew. Man, it's a really good spot for Giants passing game, but I can't trust Daniel Jones
or his receivers.
His receivers. Like Slayton's fine if you really really need somebody, but
you're probably hoping he dumps it off to Saquon Barkley.
Yeah,
and he maybe takes it to the house or something. But Slayton, Slayton's maybe a poor man's Michael Gallup. Would that be a fair thing to say? You just don't know.
I don't know. They might be equal at this point.
You just don't know. I like Gallup's touchdown upside maybe a little bit better. Slayton, your yards you might like more. So you're probably right. It probably is about a toss.
My favorite guy in this game is Dalvin Cook, though. It's a smash spot for Dalvin Cook, and you're obviously playing him anyways, but it's a really good spot. Jefferson's fine, obviously. Are great, obviously. Always great. But
yeah,
it's a really good spot for the Giants passing game. I just don't know, where to go with it is the tough part.
So the Vikings, they are not.
It isn't a dome too, so that helps. I just
maybe play one of these kickers.
Hard.
Maybe Joseph's not available in Minnesota. But the Vikings are 31st against the pass. They are 18th against the run. So
I know it's just a great spot. I just don't know.
You do have that rushing upside by Daniel Jones, but
no, I know.
But he's only thrown 12 TDs on the season. Barkley's having a pretty good season. I'm going to say Vikings win this game.
Yeah, I got Vikings too.
It wouldn't shock me
Skull.
if the. I only like doing the skull a lot, Seth, when Phil's in here because it just fires him up.
Oh, it does.
All right. We're going Vikings all the way across here. All right, next game we got here. We have the Cincinnati Bengals at 10-4, traveling to New England at 7-7. I imagine this is a bad weather game. The current total is 41.5. Cincinnati is favored by 3.5. So we do not have any starts or sits in this game. Yeah.
To me, this is a game where you just kind of play the guys here, Chase, Higgins, Burrow.
I'm not excited about Mixon.
Mixon, I'm not. Mixon, I don't know. I'm not excited about Mixon either. I didn't even consider him one of the studs. So
Yeah.
But like you're obviously playing Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, T Higgins is fine. Ramondre Stevenson, if he plays, I saw he missed a practice today, but yeah, I think it's fine. I think those guys are all fine. Like there's just nothing that like this game. There's nothing really stands out to me in this game.
This, if it snows or something, that could damper the passing game a little bit with Burrow. But you got to play Burrow. Chase is getting back into a rhythm. Patriots defense is pretty tough.
Yeah, it's just a weird matchup on both sides.
Weird matchup. They just had one of probably the worst Bill Belichick's ever been. Like, this had to have been a miserable week of practice for the Patriots. Sure. They said that was not planned. That was just...
he just did off, and he took full responsibility. Myers took all the blame for it.
Yeah, so just a bad thing. That's something you'll never forget. It's kind of like...
I mean, that is literally what you call throwing a game.
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
This, like when I saw that, I was like, did this guy like bet $10,000 they're gonna lose? Like, I'm obviously not, but like, the thought comes to your head, what were you doing?
I saw something that said like the only thing that makes sense is Bill Belichick threw all the money he owns that the Raiders were going to win that game.
Yeah, I will say if you were going to do that, you'd probably bet a lot more than $10,000.
Yeah,
if you were going to put your
that play is just wild. Like, it's something you don't forget completely. Like But hey,
Jacoby Myers might not be remembered for anything else.
Well, he used to be remembered for the longest guy without a touchdown catch, right? Now he's going to be remembered for the lateral.
Yep.
Maybe the worst in history.
I'm taking Cincinnati.
I'm taking the Bengals too.
I'm going to go Patriots at home in the snow. I gotta get.
Is it snowing? Like you keep saying snow. Like
I have no idea. When I think of cold games in New England, I think of the Tuck rule, and I'm just like, oh, this game's probably snowing. It probably is not snowing. I don't have Seth look
at least 8 games are gonna be like under 10 degrees.
Oh yeah, the weather, the cold. It's gonna be cold. It's
gonna be cold everywhere. I saw 3 games or 2 or 3 games that are gonna be negative degrees Fahrenheit, which is insane. So it's gonna be cold everywhere.
And this is one of those things where it's like, in fairness for the cold, it's not like Joe Burrow's like a West Coast kid from the Pac-12.
Yeah, I mean, he's used to playing the cold.
He's used to this. Cincinnati doesn't even have an indoor practice facility. They're practicing in the elements.
But still, it's going to be cold.
Yeah. So I'm going to go Patriots at home after that devastating loss. What's the rule? Always you say, Jordan, to the home team, they always give 2 points.
Yeah,
it's a 3.5. So yeah, I'm gonna go Patriots just because I need to get one here. Bengals are pretty hot. All right, we got the 1-12-1 Texans. This is a big game for Jordan. Sorry, the 1-12-1 Texans traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans, who are 7-7. The current line is 37. Tennessee is favored by 5. I think this is a smash game for Derrick Henry. I know we've been saying that for the last couple of weeks.
It is a smash spot for Derrick Henry.
The last couple years, actually.
And it's to Hembry.
Well, and every time I saw a tweet a couple hours ago, Derrick Henry rushes, I think, for at least probably more than 180 yards and 20 plus attempts and has like at least 2 touchdowns versus the Texans like the last 4 times they've played.
Yeah, and Tannehill unlikely to play.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just a great spot for Derrick Henry.
He's probably just going to murder him.
This is really the best game possible if you are for Malik Willis to get going. Malik Willis. I know the Texans are scrappy. Derrick Henry's rushing total is 105.5 right now. That actually looks kind of, for that amount of yardage, looks a little tempting.
He's probably going to get 30 carries, so I think that's pretty easy.
He's averaged 76 his last 5 games, but I think this is a good opportunity for him here.
I have a weird kind of take in this game.
Okay.
I kind of like Davis Mills in the passing game, but the problem is that Jeff Driscoll's maybe playing too much. I'm gonna look at the snap counts right now.
No, you're right, because
I really like the spot. Like I know Herbert didn't do great in the spot last week, and it was such a good spot, but every other person has done really well. So I'm kind of conflicted about this. Davis Mills played 83% snaps last week.
Which is a lot, but not a lot for a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, it's maybe not, obviously not season long, but like DFS wise, like can stack Davis Mills with like Chris Moore, who's cheap, and Jordan Akins, who's really cheap at tight end.
Yeah.
Bring it back with Derrick Henry, and then maybe play some of these other expensive running backs like Dalvin Cook and Jamar Chase and like some of these. I don't know. It's just something that's.
You're not wrong.
It's interesting to me. How about that? I don't know if I get there. Maybe I'll have a little bit in my 20 max, just to throw a couple lineup. But it's interesting, I guess is the right word to say it.
It'll probably be the one that, No, it's interesting. That's for sure. Is anyone taking the Texans here?
No.
All right, I'm going to go Titans. Hashtag Tighten up.
Even though if the Texans won, that'd be really good for the Jaguars.
Yeah, so nice little AFC South matchup for you, Jordan. Next game, we have the Washington Commanders, who are 7-6-1, traveling out west to San Francisco to take on the 10-4 San Francisco 49ers. The current line is 39.5, and San Francisco is favored by 7. A lot of drama in that Monday night game about Terry McLaurin saying that the ref said he was on the line of scrimmage.
The ref did. We all saw him give him the.
That was really weird. I'm like, does the ref get fired for that?
Like,
Well, it's just weird. Like the ref, why would he say you're good and throw the flag? Like it doesn't make any sense.
He was like grabbing his flag while he was saying you're good.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Maybe it's possible he said
You're not good.
Maybe
like
he was saying. Maybe he just out of habit said you're good, but he wasn't good.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like
weird.
just out of habit said you're good, and he's like, oh shoot, he's not good. But I feel like you
don't
can't
throw the
throw the
flag,
flag if
then.
you do that. Maybe wave it off or whatever. But yeah, replay. Thank you for that. I do have a sit in this game.
Okay.
I have Brian Robinson as my sit. It's just that San Francisco defense is too good, and maybe it's more of a Gibson game, but after what I kind of saw last week, I don't know if I'm really excited about either of them. I know the guy has great hats, but I am not interested in playing Brian Robinson at all this week. Is there anyone on... Maybe Jahan Dotson is a deep dart throw.
I think
he looks pretty good for a rookie.
I think the aforementioned Terry McLaurin's like the only guy for Washington.
Yeah. Like
Maybe Dotson if you're desperate type of deal.
Dotson, his last 2 games, though, he's looked pretty good, but it's a tough matchup.
Yeah.
Dotson is only 35% rostered. He has back-to-back double-digit games, so you might want to, keep that up your sleeve. Maybe get an early waiver wire ad in case he does do good. Maybe just stash him. But San Francisco is allowing 211 passing yards per game, 13th in the league, but they are the toughest team against the run.
What was the total, Trent?
The total was, let me find it here, it was 39.5, which is also seems pretty low. I know Brock Purdy's a little beat up.
I think
He's going to play.
I think it's very real the Commanders maybe don't score a touchdown.
This is just like I just think this is a CMC just game. Another reason why maybe play Davis Mills stacks in DFS because you can fit Derrick Henry, CMC, and Dalvin Cook maybe all in your lineup with those stacks. But
Deebo Samuel getting injured has really helped.
It's great. It's great for CMC.
Like, it's been great.
But Brock Purdy's also really good for CMC.
Yes.
So I just think it's a great
been the perfect
spot.
storm for for the fantasy playoffs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For McCaffrey owners.
Yeah. So I got Brian Robinson. I don't know if they're probably an Ayuk game. I heard that some rumblings that Carson Wentz thinks maybe he could get the spot back. Like there's just some stuff there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I know
This is
Heineke
like almost like
played good,
like a must-win game for Washington at San Francisco. That's just such a tough spot.
It's
to
a
be
tough
in.
spot. And just looking at Washington's schedule, they have Cleveland next week, which is
Winnable.
And Dallas, I don't know what Dallas. Maybe week 18, Dallas sits guys. I don't know.
It's just
That's the point of the.
It's like a really big
seeding.
game for Washington. They got to win this game, and it's just going to be tough. I got San Francisco in this game.
I'm going San Francisco also.
Niners.
Seth. All right. And then next, maybe game of the week. I don't know. I'm a little biased, but we got the Philadelphia Eagles at 13-1 traveling to Dallas to take on the Cowboys, who are 10-4. The current line is 46, and Dallas is favored by 5. Am I reading that right? Maybe that's because they don't know.
Yeah, I think the Hurts.
It moved after the Hurts news.
Okay. It opened at 50. It was 51. Now it's dropped to 46, but it opened even.
Oh no, that can't be weather because it's in a dome.
Yeah, it opened even, and now Dallas is favored by 5.
Yeah, that's all about the Hurts news.
So
Total drop because of the Hurts news. Yeah, that would make sense, Trent. If it dropped, if it was even, then Dallas favored by 5.5. it's a 5-point drop in the total, which makes sense.
Yeah. So I have a start in this game. I have Devonta Smith as my start. I think if Minshew plays, Minshew has a little bit more chemistry, maybe. Minshew has more chemistry with Devonta Smith than he does A.J. Brown. But I think it's a good spot, and we saw what Zay Jones did to Dallas last week. Dallas still hasn't figured out that backup corner. I'm hoping they have. But I'm going with Devonta Smith. I think it's a good spot for him. So, yeah, that's my start of the week there. Other highlights in the game.
I agree too. It's the passing game.
Probably
I think
play everyone.
even if it's Minshew, like Goddard's activated off the IR today. So Goddard, Devontae, AJ Brown. If Hurts is in, obviously Hurts. If Minshew's in, I think he's okay for your season, for your playoffs. But maybe there's someone better. I don't know. It's tough to start Gardner Minshew in your semifinal.
You'd have to look at your wire. I know, quite a bit of leagues maybe don't have Tom Brady because of how bad it's been, but he's like playing Arizona. Rodgers is playing Miami.
I think
Carr is playing Pittsburgh. So there's some better options, but
yeah, Brady's 67% rostered, which has got to be like the lowest he's been rostered since like 2001,
for sure.
Probably.
Yeah, it's a decent spot for Miles Sanders too, but like
Miles Sanders will get the goal line carries. If Hurts
I think Sanders is a lot better if Hurts misses.
For sure. I mean, it's possible if Hurts plays too. He doesn't run as much, but I mean, if the game's close, he's going to run.
Yeah,
if he plays, right?
On the Dallas side, like Pollard, Zeke are in a 50-50 split. It's a decent matchup, but it's just hard to get. I don't know. You're playing Pollard, you're playing Zeke probably, but it's just weird. They're in a 50-50 split now. CeeDee Lamb's awesome. Schultz is awesome. But I like this game quite a bit. It's a fun game. DFS wise, like I definitely will have Minshew stacks if Hurts is out. Probably have some Hurts stacks if he's in, but the Minshew stacks are obviously a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Minshew's going to be popular if he plays.
Oh, in DFS,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, he'll be popular.
I really like Devonta with Minshew because Devonta, obviously last week it was big play Devonta Smith yards, but I think Devonta Smith will get some more shorter, more.
I think it's also like I know Dallas Goddard's just coming off the IR, but could be in for a Goddard game with Minshew.
True.
Yeah.
I'm going Philadelphia here. I think Dallas does not look good, and I just kind of like Philadelphia here.
I'm hoping Dallas though is getting these losses out of their system. That's what I'm hoping. Maybe
I should go Dallas.
I'm hoping they break my heart.
Can we
now.
do like a conditional?
So
pick
I'm
if
taking
Hurts
the
plays?
Philadelphia. No, I'm just kidding.
It is hard.
Can we do conditional pick if Hurts plays?
Because here's the problem is
I
that
hate saying that but I really do will change. I will change my mind if
I
Hurts
honestly-
plays.
And
If
Phil's
Hurts
probably
plays-
not going to get his in till Thursday if
Like
we're
if-
lucky. Do
like
we know when
I'm-
Phil's going to put his picks in? Like he might do it tomorrow. We don't know. But Phil, I'll give you a conditional pick if
Hurts plays. I'm taking the Eagles. If he doesn't play, I'm taking the Cowboys.
You
If we're allowing that,
I'm only letting this slide because it's a Tuesday. That's the only reason.
I think if we knew if Hurts was playing or not, I would feel very confident about picking which team. But I really think if Hurts plays, the Eagles are going to win.
I'm going to go Philadelphia no matter what.
Okay. Do you want to give Seth a conditional?
Yeah, we can give Seth a conditional.
If you don't want to, I'm going to pick the Eagles. But if you're okay with taking the conditional, that's fine.
I think that's fine.
Okay. I'm going to go Dallas. One I'm hoping I can.
I already had that written down.
Oh, thank you. All right. Next, we have the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 6-8, traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, who are 6-8. The current line is 39.5, and Pittsburgh is favored by 3, which kind of surprises me. Is that a weather thing? Is that we don't know? I believe Mitchell Trubisky is playing. I know Deontay Johnson owners probably want Mitchell Trubisky playing. Looks a little bit better with him. Do you find it weird, Jordan, that Vegas has Pittsburgh favored? I know the Raiders have not been good.
Well, it's in Pittsburgh, and Kenny Pickett's playing, so.
Oh, Kenny Pickett is playing?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Let's not complicate this game, Trent.
All right.
I'm going to take
Adams,
Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Najee Harris is
Cars
okay.
maybe streamable.
Yeah.
Iffy, but.
You're a braver man than I am.
I said maybe.
Did you say better?
Braver.
No, I'm just kidding.
That too. I'm going to take the Raiders, though.
Yeah, this game is I think Deontay Johnson's fine. Maybe George Pickens, but like there's just not a whole lot here. Like
Darren Waller, you probably have to play.
I guess.
If you're
I
even
guess.
if you even won a game this year in fantasy.
Yeah,
football,
I
drafting
mean,
Darren Waller.
it's probably because he got dropped and you have him on your thing. You stashed him.
I looked at his rostership. It is pretty low. Tuesday night, it's weird because waivers haven't gone through. He's 66% rostered.
That's higher than I thought.
So
Seth, who'd you take?
I'm taking the Raiders here.
yeah, but it's like he's a tight end that like has that one tight end one
No,
upside.
I know.
I'm gonna go Raiders.
The
50th anniversary of their immaculate reception.
The Steelers have been very good to me, so I'm gonna go Steelers here,
Okay.
especially at home.
All right. That is it for our Saturday games. Wow, that sounds really weird to say.
We're down Christmas
Our
Day.
Christmas slate. Christmas Day. Merry Christmas. If you're not listening to this till Christmas, we have the Green Bay Packers at 6-8 traveling to the Miami Dolphins at 8-6. I believe Green Bay has to win out to make it to playoffs.
They do.
The current line is 49.5. Miami is favored by 4. This should be a good weather game. I think it's always sunny in Miami.
I think so.
For the most part. So, you interested, Jordan? I know you have a start in this week.
Yeah, I got a
in this
start
game.
here.
Are you interested in streaming? Maybe doing a little stacky stack, a little snack stack with your start and Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, like I like this spot for the Green Bay passing game. Obviously, it's a smaller DFS slate, so I probably will
Sunday,
have Sunday 3-game DFS slate. So definitely will, and then the total I think is the highest by far in this game compared to the other 2 games on the day. But yeah, I got Christian Watson as a start, so I do like Aaron Rodgers. I like this whole passing game. Miami gives it the 6th most passing yards, 3rd most passing touchdowns, 21 fantasy points per game to the wide receiver position. Christian Watson is clearly, in my eyes, Aaron Rodgers' favorite target, favorite receiver. I mean, if you just look at like that audible, I know Watson didn't see it, and he was a little frustrated about that. And I loved his comments after the game, like, if you want to score touchdowans, catch the ball type of deal.
No, he said know the play.
Oh,
I
know
think
the
is what he
play or
said,
something like that. Like if you something about that, like, but I think like that stuff he did with Devontae Adams, right?
Yeah.
Those little hand signal audibles,
And
like
he's the red zone monster at Green Bay.
yeah. And so like I just think for him, like for Aaron Rodgers to audible to get to Watson to see that stuff we did with Devontae.
And that was even a necessary touchdown when he called
No,
that
he
audible.
just wanted to get him a
He wanted
touchdown.
to get him that streak of
Yeah,
touchdowns.
so-
it's possible he scores 2 this
Watson
week.
looks good. I have a little off subject thing. I'm just going to bring up my own personal fantasy team here. I have CD Lamb that I can keep in the 2nd round because we do by round.
Yeah.
I can keep CD, or I can keep Christian Watson in like the 13th.
It's tough.
It's tough. I probably need to think about it a little bit
You
more.
just
But
think you have
CD
plenty of
looks
time to
good.
think about that.
I just a little,
It depends if
When
Aaron
you're-
Rodgers plays next year.
well,
Yeah.
man. But just think about it. When you're laying in bed late at night, you
I've
can't
thought about it,
sleep.
too,
Just
'cause
be
I
like,
can
hey,
keep-
what should
I
Trent
could
do
keep
here?
him in the
Keep me in your
17th.
thoughts. Keep me in your thoughts. That's all I ask.
I will just say, like, I think Romeo Doubs coming back affected Lazard more than Watson. And Green Bay, I think they're going to throw in this game. So I think they're going to struggle to run the ball a little bit. But I think Watson's Aaron Rodgers' guy. So yeah, I like the passing game as a whole here. I like Aaron Rodgers stacks in DFS on the 3-game slate. On the Dolphins side, if Jeff Wilson were to be out, it's a great spot for Mostert. If Jeff Wilson's in, it's a good spot, but it's just they're going to split carries and it makes it a little tougher.
Yeah.
Tough matchup for the Miami passing game, though. I mean, you're obviously playing Tyreek and Waddle, but maybe Tua you don't play.
Yeah, Mostert had a really good first half last week against the Bills. But yeah, like it's going to be a 50-50 if he's there. Even Salvin Ahmed had a touchdown versus the Bills. I haven't had a Goddard side. Not Goddard. I'm sorry. Who's the Dolphins tight end?
Gesicki.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Gesicki.
Gesicki in a while. Is he? I only see him if he's hitting that gritty. So I haven't seen that in a while. I'm going to go with Packers winning this game. I don't love saying that, though.
I'm taking the Dolphins here.
Dolphins are on a 2-game losing streak, which is
They don't look that good, in my opinion.
that's why I'm going with the Packers.
I'm going Green Bay here. See if I can get one on Seth here.
It's fine. I'll keep it.
You didn't love that I went with Green Bay.
No, I didn't realize that they're on a 2-game losing streak,
Green Bay.
I think maybe they turn it around here.
I just think Aaron Rodgers,
whatever you have
I'll
to do,
talk myself into it.
talk yourself into
Aaron Rodgers in a
wishful thinking.
Aaron Rodgers in a must-win game to get in the playoffs. Like at his age, like the defense is starting to play well. Like I don't know. I don't want to bet against that right now.
He just has to get in the playoffs, and anything can happen. He has thrown more interceptions this year since he has in. And
he looks like he's playing kind of loose. Like just his demeanor when he was being interviewed after that game, like. It's like he's just kind of having fun out there and just.
I saw a guy say that Aaron Rodgers has not thrown this many interceptions since I can't remember what the year was, and I read a comment. They said, yeah, that was also the last time he won a Super Bowl. So it's like, yeah, he's playing a little looser, or more mistakes, but I don't know.
Taking maybe more risks.
Yeah, risky guy. All right, our next game we got here, we have the Denver Broncos at 4-10. Phil's other favorite team, traveling to Los Angeles to play the Rams, who are also 4-10. This is a game that you might want to go play with your Christmas presents while it is on, but the line
is go turn on the NBA.
The line is 36.5.
I hope the Lakers are playing it this time.
The Broncos are favored by 2.5. So this is I don't know. We have the Super Bowl champs against the off-season Super Bowl champs, maybe. Defending Super Bowl champs have been eliminated from playoffs.
This is what some people probably had this predicted as their Super Bowl this year.
There probably is. There's probably some tickets out there.
Yeah.
I saw today that Skoranek is out.
Oh, is he out for sure?
Their lineman, one of their starting linemen this year,
just going to keep getting just worse for them.
So, who knows if Aaron Donald's playing? I mean, he might as well.
I'll just say this: you're playing Cam Akers just based. He's fine. Cam Akers is fine just based on volume alone. He played 70% of the snaps last week. And then Latavius Murray, it's a good spot for him.
There's only one thing I like in this game.
What's that?
It's the Denver defense, probably.
Yeah, or that too.
They're pretty solid.
Yeah, Denver defense. I think Latavius Murray, even like in DFS, maybe we even go punt cheap on running back with Marlon Mack, but like I'm playing probably Murray in DFS and Akers maybe, and but even then, I don't know. This game
I feel like the Broncos defense is too low rostered. It's 30% rostered, which
I think they should be more.
And they're pretty good. They're the 10th best defense in standard. So, but already.
Oh gosh, I don't know who I'm going to pick to win this game.
Is Rippon playing? Do we got Russell Wilson back?
I think Wilson is back.
Is he back?
He cleared protocol last week, but didn't play. So I don't know what's going on.
Oh boy, who you guys taking this game?
Can we all just take this loss? Let's just agree to lose a game together.
I'm gonna go Rams. I'm just gonna go with the Rams. I feel like
Baker Mayfield.
I'm just gonna go with. I hope. What if I go 15-1 and this is my only loss this week? That'd
be sad.
I'll go down with Baker. That's fine.
Seth, do you have
Dude, I don't even know how to justify
Russell
this.
Wilson's your favorite player of all time, Seth. Hurry up and take the Broncos.
He played against KC, so maybe I'll take the Broncos here. I'll take the Broncos.
He did put up
this
points
is the only game I'm taking the Broncos in. I'll take them here.
I'm gonna take. That's what I kind of lean, and since Seth's taking that, I've gotten different than him a few times. I'm not.
But listen to this, Jordan. You love Jalen Ramsey. You know what I mean? That's one of your favorite Jaguars.
He also this might be the worst year he's ever had in his career. He might be on the down.
Yeah, those corners, they can just fall off a cliff, it seems like.
So I'm gonna take I guess I'll take Denver here, man, just so I don't lose one to Seth here.
All right. Our next game, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 6-8, who still are in the playoff hunt, traveling to Arizona at 4-10. The current line is 41. Tampa is favored by 6.5. Tom Brady, maybe our streaming quarterback of the week. I don't think we've ever been able to say that before, but yeah, I'll say Tom Brady, stream of the week. He is under 70% rostered. Cardinals look bad. Kyler Murray's not there. Who is there for the Cardinals?
James Conner, DeAndre Hopkins, I guess, is
I think
fine.
Trace McSorley might be
I think
fine.
Trace McSorley is going to end up being the guy there. It doesn't. I don't like Hopkins if Trace McSorley. You're probably playing Hopkins, but Marquise Brown's a no-go if it's Trace McSorley. I think he's probably a no-go even if it's
no, it wasn't. Yeah,
Cole McCoy. James Conner is the most obvious guy here with Arizona, and then it's Hopkins. On the Tampa Bay side, Godwin's, Evans. I guess Trent's giving the okay to do Tom Brady. So I don't trust Fournette or White.
Okay, what about Russell Gage?
No.
2 TDs last week?
I guess. I don't know.
Do I start White over Latavius Murray though?
No, it's Murray.
Okay.
Here's another
Thank you,
weird.
Jordan.
Here's a weird one too. Like, I feel like Russell Gage would be a lot better than Julio Jones, but they did that Julio Jones signing. Like, I know Russell Gage was hurt, right, at the beginning of the year. He had 2 touchdowns last week. Maybe I'm just looking. I was excited when Russell Gage went to Tampa Bay in the offseason, and it's like it took him till week.
Yeah, they signed
15 to get
Julio
involved.
and just other things. Yeah,
So, all right.
I'm taking Tampa Bay.
I got Tampa
here.
Bay.
Going
Arizona's
Tampa.
won 1 game at home this year.
That is pretty sad, Seth.
Yes.
All right, Monday
Poverty
Night Football.
franchise.
Are you ready for some football? We got the Los Angeles Chargers at 8-6, traveling to Indianapolis at 4-9-1. And I believe the Colts, they're still alive, right? Are they mathematically alive?
I don't know if they're
pretty-
mathematically alive.
That ties what throws you for a loop. But the current total is 46.5. The Chargers are favored by 4. We have Jordan Star of the Week, Jonathan Taylor in this game. I'm just kidding. But
He's out.
I know he's out. And yeah, which is unfortunate. That's another one that's probably a bust, but I think he's had a better year than Kamara for
Yeah.
sure. But Chargers.
Man, it was a lot of people went between Taylor and CMC for number 1 overall pick, and the easy answer was CMC.
It was. The weird thing is with that, though, Jordan, is like, would we be saying that if CMC was still in Carolina?
I think actually it would be. I think it'd been the
so?
easy answer no matter what. But to your point, the trade to San Francisco helped quite a bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think Zach Moss he played like 65% snaps once Jonathan Taylor went out. Zach Moss is a really good start here, I think. So I like Zach. It's a good matchup, really good matchup for Zach Moss.
Yes.
Eckler's fine, Pittman's fine, and all the Chargers pass catchers are fine. Herbert, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, they're all fine. Like you're playing them.
Yeah. Eckler. I don't know if there's anything else we really want to.
It's kind of a
into
must-win
this.
game for the Chargers.
It is a. Yeah. Colts, too, though. You got guys playing for their jobs.
I just don't think.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And after losing that game, how they lost last week, like that just seems like a. I feel bad for Matt Ryan, like blowing these 2 games, but it's like it's not like the guy plays defense, Like
Yeah, I know.
he puts up points. Like you guys
For
got
what it's worth, though, like, the Colts had 2 touchdowns that game, and I think the Colts offense only had 1 touchdown and maybe 3 field goals. So it's like
was
the
a
offense
big
really
field goal.
didn't do
Yeah,
that
you're
much. Like,
There you go,
so I mean,
Seth.
it's definitely to be blamed. The defense and special teams gave the Colts 2 touchdowns.
You're right. Hate it when you're right. Any picks we want to make here in this game?
I got the Chargers.
Chargers.
Okay, I'm going Chargers also. So to recap our starts of the week, I had Devonta Smith, J.K. Dobbins, Jordan had Isaiah Pacheco, Christian Watson. And our sits were I had Christian Kirk, Brian Robinson, Jordan had David Montgomery, and Amari Cooper. It's so weird seeing Christian Watson on there, Jordan, because just, Romeo Dubs has been starts of the week this year. Now we're not even talking about him. Remember all the training camp hype and everything. But I think that about does it. We will not have an episode for you on Monday. We are not going to record on Christmas night. Maybe Jordan will do something on Christmas Eve, while he's waiting for Santa. Maybe do a little solo Saturday recap. We will see. That'd be kind of interesting, Jordan, put a little Santa hat on. But we have our draft coming out on Friday. You can watch it on YouTube at tffdudes. That comes out on Wednesday, or you can listen to it on Fridays. But as always, have a Merry Christmas. We will see you on Thursday. And anything else you guys want to
Just
say here?
Merry Christmas. Have a good weekend with your family, and watch a lot of sports.
Seth, you
Good luck
agree?
in fantasy.
Good
Or
luck
good luck in fantasy, yeah.
Good luck in
man.
fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Semifinals. This is
good luck
this,
balancing fantasy and family.
Yeah, it's going to be hard on, especially on Saturday. I mean, Saturday night, I probably won't be looking at my phone too much because it's the Tampa Bay game. But definitely like Saturday during the day, I'm going to be like, all right, look at my phone.
We didn't even talk
Sunday
about,
maybe a
Red
little
Zone's
bit.
going to be on Saturday. That's kind of
Red
cool.
Zone's on
I'll
Saturday.
Saturday won't be too hard.
I will not have the issue balancing them both, but You guys chose the life you guys have. So
Except, I mean, we do have a party Saturday night, Jordan.
oh yeah,
But I mean, that's fine. I don't think we even care about the
Maybe you could get snuggle
the
up with
Tampa Bay game, Arizona, really that
no,
much.
it'd be the
I'm sorry.
the Raiders and the Steelers.
Yeah, I don't really care that much.
Honestly, though, I know your guys' family. You probably should just be watching.
Oh, it'll
that
be
game.
on. It'll 100% be on.
It'll be on, yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, again, Merry Christmas. And as always, take care.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.